Greetings and welcome. My name is Mike Bankhead. I am your host. I am a bass player and songwriter from the Jam City, Dayton, Ohio. Today on the podcast, it is my pleasure to welcome 1/3 of Austin, Texas-based band Cara and Thorn. That's right. I met these kind folks in Austin at a music conference, and I welcome them today to the You Could Be My Aramis podcast. You're going to love the personality of these two interesting and talented musicians. No more delay. Let's get to the conversation.
Thank you, Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom is good about that. It's making sure that you know that you're being...
It was a little aggressive.
Yeah, maybe we should get them to give us a softer robot voice. Hey, recording in progress.
People may get the wrong idea at that point.
That's
Or
true.
she could just say, "Hey, I'm recording now. That cool?"
Well,
Hit okay.
you are being recorded, so this would be a good time for you two to introduce yourselves.
All right. Well, I'm Carrie Stevens,
I'm Adam Donovan.
and we are Cara and Thorn.
Or at least two
Or-
fifths
Part
of it.
of Caravan.
Well, we are the founding members of Cara and Thorn.
Excellent. And do you remember where we met?
Oh yeah, all too well. Do you want?
No, I'll let you tell the story. This is about...
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at Adam.
No, go ahead, please.
So we actually met in another band called Donkey Island. We both knew this dude who started that band. And it was not a good band. It was, in fact, our latest album is a kind of an inside joke, because one of the reasons that band broke up was at one of our practices, the guy who started this band, and I'm intentionally not saying his name, he literally shouted at us, "Why can't you just play the songs the way I hear them in my head?" And that's something that we always make fun of. And so our last album is called "The Way I Hear It in My Head."
First of all, that's awesome. Second of all, it seems like there might have been some communication issues there.
You could say that.
Quite, yes.
How long has Cara and Thorn been Cara and Thorn?
Well, that's a complicated question because we changed the name about 3 years ago. 4 years.
3 years. It was 2019.
So,
After the last CD Baby conference in Austin.
so we were originally Caravan because Carrie and Donovan made Caravan, and then we found out that there are several other bands named Caravan, and it made it really hard to find our music. So we decided it would have made it really hard to find our music. So we decided before we release anything, we would change the name to Caravan Thorn. So it's a little more recognizable and easier to search.
And just more closely aligned with our brand, too.
So we should make this a public service announcement for anyone starting bands. Google your name before you finish coming up with it.
Yes. And before you put anything on Spotify or release stuff that you can't take back.
Because no matter how unique you think your band name is, somebody probably has thought of it before. There's way too many people in the world for that not to have been thought of.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We are the only Caravan Thorn, though. We looked.
Well done.
But yeah, so many caravans, and so many, not just the name Caravan by itself, but Caravan something. Like one of our inspirations is Caravan Palace. And so people were like, well, is it just like that? I'm like, well, no. But that's also confusing when you make similar music to somebody else who has a similar name.
So I think from a musical standpoint, y'all are interesting in a very weird way. And here's why. Adam is a metal guitarist, among other things. Carrie, you spent time doing punk.
Yeah, and I'm also in a metal band. I sing symphonic metal in another band. And Adam actually plays bass.
Yeah, I'm a bass player.
Me too. The Caravan Thorn is not remotely in the same zip code as metal.
That was the whole idea.
It's completely different. So what made you decide to go a different direction? Did you just kind of want some variety in your musical routine?
It happened by accident, actually. When Carrie and I were playing in our previous band, she came to rehearsal one night and she's like, guys, I wrote this song. It's really awesome. And she started singing Whatever It Takes, the song, one of the songs we just released. And I immediately picked up my bass and started playing the current bass line for Whatever It Takes. So like snapped immediately. And it felt like big band and it felt like swing. And we immediately clicked on that. And no one else in the room understood. I said, table that, we'll come back around to it. And it took a few years to put it all together, but we were finally able to come around back to this style of music that we kind of accidentally fell on in another rehearsal with another band.
Yeah, and it was funny because when I brought it, the band leader of that band was like, "We really do rockabilly." They do not. But having rockabilly in my head, that's kind of where the inspiration for Whatever It Takes came from. And it developed into this big band sound, which just really made a lot more sense. But as part of that journey, we really listened to a lot of electro swing. And that's where we get a lot of that inspiration for a lot of those big band swing jazz songs, because even though we don't have the simplicity a lot of times and repetition that electro swing songs do, they click for us very, very well. And it's just, we mesh together very well writing that kind of music. And those songs come together so much faster than any other style that we do.
So let's say we're in an elevator. Give me your elevator pitch for Caravan Thorn and your sound.
Ooh. So Caravan Thorn is I was just swore after swearing. I should have looked at our website because I feel like I should just read off that. So Caravan Thorn is an Austin, Texas based new swing jazz fusion sort of 90s alternative band that just plays whatever we like to hear.
Okay. It's very confusing. There's a lot of words, but I think I get it.
There is
no, I mean, it reminds me kind of like if you were watching an old gangster movie and they go to the club, the kind of music that might be playing.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And we've played a burlesque show. That's definitely something we'd love to do more of. Because that's something, when other people have described our music, something that comes up a lot is theatrical. And I think that's a big part of it too, is that it's larger than life sometimes.
Well, you have enough people in the band for that. I think, I mean, from looking at your website, you seem like a 7 or an 8 piece.
Depending on the day.
Yeah. Officially we're a 6 piece, but there's some growth hopefully happening.
More band members, more sounds, basically, though.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So who does the songwriting in Caravan Thorn?
The two of us.
The two of us, yeah. We mainly write everything in the box, in the computer. Everything's recorded in MIDI, and then we'll bring the band members in and, give them our rough road map of the song that we wrote, and then we'll refine it together as a band and then record it together. It's a strange process.
But it works because that roadmap, like Adam said, it's a rough roadmap. So we don't necessarily know the exact piano line or the exact horn parts. We just kind of bring this idea like, this is about where the horns should be and approximately what they should be doing. But then we let the band members come in and make it their own and make it better and just make it really bring life to the song.
Pretty cool. So you just put out a record. October 21st was the release date of The Way I Hear It in My Head, like you said. You want to talk about that record?
Oh, yeah.
All right, go
ahead. This one took a while to make. We did it all us. I have a recording studio in my home in Cedar Park, and then I have a few friends with recording studios. So we've we've done this all ourselves, without any outside production or engineering or mixing or mastering. So it was kind of a real passion project for me, having written a lot of it, mixed all of it, recorded all of it. And then we brought my good friend Gabe Noland in to master it for us. And that was done in my studio here in Cedar Park as well.
Were you around for that for the mastering sessions, or did you leave the room for that?
I would leave the room and come and hear the final. It's the reason I brought him in was I've been working on these songs for so long that I felt like I was losing objectivity, so I needed to step away from it and get another ear on it. And I really trust him and his ear, and I do the same for his music as well.
Yeah, I was thinking that when you mentioned that you engineered it and mixed it, it can be hard when you're that close to it, right? And you hear those songs so many times.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and you get to the point where you know that piano tone isn't what I want, but I don't know what it is because I'm so used to that piano tone that I don't know how to change it and make it better. Or whatever, could be a snare tone, could be whatever. But it's good to have, I'll bring other band members in and we'll do a listening session and I'll write down their notes or send it out to everyone in the band, because I know that they're going to hyper focus on their part. So everyone's listening to their part in particular, like, oh no, my trumpet should have been higher here, or the trombone was too low, or, the snare tone could be better, or whatever notes they give. I always take them all very seriously and make those changes, and that's what makes everything so great. It's a group effort,
as it should be. You have hard copies, but you took an approach that I've never seen done before, and I kind of like it. Instead of pressing vinyl or pressing compact discs, you've got USB drives that double as fidget toys. What was the decision-making process like when you guys got together and decided that was how you were gonna have a physical copy of your? I mean, it's still digital, but you have something that people can actually hold and take from you, and then use for non-musical purposes if they wish. What was the decision process like for that?
Well, first, vinyl is coming soon. We're working on that. The idea was to have the oldest format, and the newest format that's viable right now. So we wanted vinyl and then full digital, so you get the best of both worlds. But the idea was CDs are dead. Like, you can't even buy a car with a CD.
Adam, don't say that. You're breaking my heart.
Yeah, they're dead. Deal with it.
Nah, I love them.
It's just how it is. So we gotta stay with the times.
Well, we felt that we kind of did a cost analysis too, and comparatively what we spent on our EP, which is a CD, and these USB drives, it really wasn't that much more expensive. And this way we can still have the good quality of music with WAV files instead of MP3s, which is just going to be an improvement over streaming this. And it was just something different and cool that someone could actually just plug into anything. You can just plug it into your computer and listen to our music. And we got a big enough storage where we could just add a few extras too.
Oh, I like the idea of a few extras. Do you want to say what they are, or do you want to say you'll have to get it to?
You'll have to get
there
it
you
to
go.
Find out.
So, I'm over on your Bandcamp page. That is a place that they could go get their USB drives if they wish. Yes.
Yes, they can.
Anywhere else? Can you buy through the website as well?
Soon. I'm currently working on integrating our Shopify. I need to do Shopify first. I've signed up for it, and then I started working on it and realized it's not fun to do the back end of Shopify. But that will be coming soon, and I know that can integrate into our website and onto our Spotify as well. So my goal is to have at least something up by Black Friday on the website, at least on Shopify.
All right. So by the time this podcast goes up, which, let me check the calendar. All right. So by the time, dear listener, you're listening to this, because Carrie's going to put the work in, Cara Van Thorn has the Shopify thing integrated to their website. So you could buy the hard copy, the USB drive on the Bandcamp page, or if you don't feel like giving Bandcamp 15% of that purchase price, which, you know, fair enough for them to take it. They do a lot of hard work for us artists, but you can go straight to the Caravan Thorn website and get it there through their store.
Caravanthorn.com.
Now it's recorded. Now it's recorded, so I have to do it.
Yeah, now you have to do it. By the way, I'm going to link to your website in the show notes. So if people are too like they don't want to actually type it, just go over to the show notes and click the link, and that'll take you over to their website.
Perfect.
All right, so let's go to the Wayback Machine. Carrie, and Adam. This is a question I ask everybody now. Which once I came up with it, I'm like, I got to ask everybody. What's the first song you can remember hearing in your life?
It's probably a camp song. I can try to remember what it's called. It's like, out of my window, looking in the night, I can see the barges flickering light. Silently flows the river to the sea, and the barges too flow silently. That's the first one. My mom would sing that. I don't know if that's exactly the first one, but one of the first ones.
That's very pretty. I've never heard it, but that's very pretty.
I hope I didn't just like cause some licensing issues because I don't know who wrote it.
I mean, I don't know that I have enough listeners to get sued, so.
I think it's called Barges, but I don't know much more than that. But clearly it's something that stuck with me because my mom was a Girl Scout and I was a Girl Scout. So campfire songs were definitely a big part of my life growing up. So either it was a campfire song like Barges or it was a musical number because that's what my dad was obsessed with. So it may have been something from Jesus Christ Superstar.
What makes a campfire song as opposed to like any other song? I've never been camping, so I don't know. That's why I'm asking that question.
It smells different.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that because I don't know.
It tastes like s'mores, I guess.
S'mores are delicious.
I think you can just make it a campfire song. Basically, if you can sing it and it sounds good without instrumentation, you can call it a campfire song.
Or if you can annoy everyone with an acoustic guitar, it's a campfire song.
that pretty much eliminates me because I'm not about to sing a cappella and I don't play guitar. So I don't have any campfire songs. Now we have it settled.
What was your first, Adam?
Yeah, Adam.
One of my first musical memories was riding around in the mountains with my parents listening to Pink Floyd. Dark Side of the Moon that's where it all started for me. And I've been in love with music ever since.
Nice. So, second question, and this one I didn't make up. I stole it from a podcast I love and miss from our community that is no longer with us. That question is, what did your childhood smell like?
Dirt. Just dirt.
Peanut butter.
I feel like on both of those counts, I would like some elaboration. I feel like there's some good stories there.
I grew up in the middle of nowhere in West Texas, and we lived outside of a small town. So the dirt blue. There's no trees. There's no really grass. It's just dirt, and so everything was always covered in dirt. It was just dirt. You have it in your mouth. It was just dirt. Just gross dirt.
So my dad would make these things called breakfast candy, and every time I think of making it, I always have to ask him the ingredients because there's like 5 and I can't ever remember. But the main ingredient was peanut butter, and I think there was some honey and a couple of other things, but I loved them so much, and he would make them all the time because they were just really easy to grab and go.
Why are you holding out on me? That sounds real good.
It does.
Because I always forget how to make them. And every time he sends me the recipe, I get lazy and don't ever make them.
I feel like, is that not something we could Google? No?
I don't know. Because I don't know how he came up with it. Because, that was the 80s. they didn't have the internet, so I don't know where he found it.
Huh.
Must have been a book.
Must have been a book. Can you?
Or a parent.
I wonder if it's probably reverse engineerable if you taste it.
It has at least one ingredient that you would not expect in it. And I don't remember what it is, but that's one of the things that keeps me from making it. Because in my brain, I'm like, oh, it's only 3 ingredients and 2 of them are peanut butter and honey. And then it ends up being 4 or 5 ingredients. And one of them I never have in my house. But I don't know what it is. I'm sure there's like 3 copies sitting in my email somewhere from me asking my dad constantly.
What kind of candies were they again?
Breakfast candy.
Breakfast candy.
That's what he called them.
I'm literally Googling this right now. Peanut butter honey candy recipe. That could be it.
That sounds like it.
Okay, I found it.
Peanut butter, honey, powdered milk, cornflakes.
So the one my dad used to make was peanut butter, powdered milk, honey, vanilla, and then you roll it in granola.
Ah, okay. Well, this one's the same, only you roll it in cornflakes. So
so it's the powdered milk. Like, who has powdered milk anymore?
People
just
that
hanging
bake.
out in their pantry.
People that bake.
It always reminds me of Powdered Toast Man.
I don't think I've ever had powdered toast.
It was a Ren and Stimpy thing.
Oh, yeah. I didn't watch a lot of cartoons as a kid. Well, I think we've done everyone a public service by teaching them about this particular thing, and I feel like one could make this breakfast candy with the dry ingredient of choice, right? Like if you're, well, I guess if you were super health conscious, you wouldn't be eating something with peanut butter in it anyway, because there's a lot of sugar in that. But like you could go oats. You could go crushed pretzels to roll it in, right? Really, there's a lot of possibilities there. So this sounds wonderful.
I know. I have to make some now because I told Adam about it.
I'm making them. I'm probably making them tonight.
I feel like the next band practice, somebody should bring them.
I'll screenshot this and send it to you. So you can make them tonight.
That does sound like it. One of our band practices, though.
So with this new record, how are you promoting it in the moment? Have you been playing a whole lot of shows? You plan to go on a tour? What's the strategy to get as many ears on this thing as you can get?
We made an amazing video. I don't know if you've seen it.
I have not, but if you tell me about it, I'll link to it in the show notes.
It's the video for When I Take My Eyelashes Off. And it's pretty hilarious because our band members are hilarious. Spoiler alert, we all end up in our underwear.
Well, that makes me want to watch it twice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
hopefully everyone will watch it 10 or 12 times.
Yes, please do. Yeah, we had a wonderful director help come up with the concept for it, Jackie Pardue Scripts, and we just got together, all put it all together one day and filmed it. So that's a big piece of it. So I actually submitted it to a lot of film festivals. So it's starting to get around there. It actually was an official selection. I just heard back that it was an official selection at 2 of them. So that's part of the promotion. We did play sort of a release show in Salado, Texas, and promoted it there. We've been trying to just promote pre-sales as much as we can, but we don't actually have any other shows scheduled right now. It's hard to book in Austin, but we're not quite at a level where we're ready to tour yet. And so we're still working on it, still working on the marketing piece of it and getting it out there. But right now, a lot of the oomph behind it is with the video.
That's pretty cool that it's enough of a piece of art on its own that it works for a film festival.
Oh yeah. Well, and a lot of film festivals, especially short film festivals, have a music video category.
So before we sign off, is there anything else that I should send people to check out or that you would like to promote? We are definitely going to send everyone to caravanthorn.com and also to have them watch this video and also to visit your Bandcamp page. Anything else?
So we do have a really fun thing on our Bandcamp page, and we'll be on our Shopify. So we have this old record logo, which was from our Caravan days before we were Caravan Thorn. And so we've been recreating that, and Adam has been screen printing. And so if you want we have this fun mystery color shirt that you can get. And so if you trust us enough, you can just buy it with a discount and we will pick a color for you with that old record, the vintage record logo.
I promise it'll be awesome.
That's pretty cool. All right, so folks, you heard Cara explain it to you. Mosey on over to their Bandcamp page and go for the mystery grab bag of t-shirt color. You will not be disappointed.
You will not.
Thanks, Carrie and Adam, for your time this evening. I really appreciate it, you guys talking to me, and it was very nice to meet you in person. And here's hoping that our paths will cross again someday. If you manage to get out on the road, definitely look into stopping by the great state of Ohio.
Oh, definitely. It's where my mom's from. So
Outstanding.
Yep, from Dayton.
And that's where I'm from. So, yeah, now you have to come here.
Right? See, I'll have to bring my mom, too.
Please bring your mom. We like moms.
Yeah, moms on tour are awesome.
They are. You'd be surprised how many moms I've met on tour doing the merch table.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
She would not do that. She would just fly out to Dayton and then go home.
That also works. That also works. Thank you very much. 2/6 of Cara Van Thorn.
Oh, thank you.
Wouldn't that just be 1/3?
1/3.
It would be. It reduces to 1/3. 1/3 of Cara Van Thorn. Thank you again to Carrie and Adam from Cara Van Thorn for talking to me. Thank you, dear listener, for being here. In addition to following the links to Cara Van Thorn's merchandise, if you really wanted to make me happy, I would love it if you would join my mailing list. You see, I have brand new music and other goodies coming for you next year, and my mailing list is the best place to find out about it. There will be a link to that in the show notes. Once again, thank you for listening, and you're going to have some more new episodes with some more interesting people next week. Have a lovely weekend, and if you're in the path of the storm, stay safe, stay warm. Bye.